Here's my layout, which I've just completed, and I was inspired to create this little swirly arrow thing all over the page. I just love how just being in a community of other people, I see little things and it just inspires me to have fun creating. And this was done by Julie, and what caught my eye was this really great little swirly element here, and so I asked her where she had got it, and she had got them from Babette. I'm sure it's in her terms of use, and then she applied an atomic cupcake action to them, and I'm sure that these were done probably with a path in the full version of Photoshop Elements, and it looks really cool. But you know, I always have to try to make things in my Photoshop Elements, and so I did this little swirly thing here, and I want to show you how I did it. Doesn't look quite as good as if you would use a path. Probably my squares are a little bit larger. I'm not very artistic. If you have a great hand, you could also make yours look a little bit better, more like this. If you have a great hand, but I'm not very artistic, so this is what I came up with. I'm going to go ahead and take these off so that I can show you how I did it. First, I activated the custom shape tool. I scrolled through and I chose an arrow, and it was this one right here, and I created that arrow on the page. Click simplify, and I see it created it way down here at the bottom. Let's get it up a little bit. Where did it go? Hit the undo button. There it is. I must accidentally trashed it. I need it to be at the top. Okay, that's good enough. And then I turned it to where I wanted it to be, duplicated it, and moved it up here and turned it around, but I found I couldn't get it to point the way I wanted it to, so I went to the image drop down menu, rotate, and I flipped it horizontally, and then I was able to rotate it to get it into something more acceptable. Of course, I was paying attention to where it ended on this end, because that's where I want to begin and end my swirlies. Next, I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to get the brush tool, and I've gone to the Photoshop Elements brushes that are included with Photoshop Elements, and I use the square brush. You could use the round brush or any other brush that you want, but I was imitating the inspiration, and so you would just grab a brush, one of the brush sizes, and I'm going to use my bracket key to make it larger. This time I'm going to maybe make it a little smaller than I did before, just to play. And then let's go up to the options, and I'm going to space this brush out. And now, as I'm spacing it, I'm looking at the example up here to see how far apart these are. And I found that I needed them maybe far enough apart so that I could possibly go in between them, but not too far apart. Okay, now I'm making sure I'm on that new layer, and then I just began drawing my swirls. And when I did them, I tried to come down in between two squares, because I found if I came down on a square, I'll show you, I saved a sample of it. When I added my layer effect, let's just go ahead and end this one right there. That's kind of cool. I like that actually with the smaller brush than what I had before. Let me activate this one. I'm going to turn that off for a second and turn this one on, and I'll show you when I added my effect, the squares that came together, that touched each other, you know, this might be acceptable to you, but I didn't quite like it. And so actually I made my brush further apart and tried to go between them on the next one, but I still wasn't all the way successful. And here's how I resolved that. I just got my eraser tool and whoops, it's hidden. Oh, let's hit undo. I'm on the wrong layer. Okay, I got my eraser tool and I just deleted those squares, and then I got my brush tool and I added a new one. Of course my brush is smaller now. You'd have to use the same brush that you've been using, but in this one that I did, that is how I fixed it. I know in here I had some together, and in here I did too. And so I just simply erased one and replanted one in there so that they weren't so close together. Let's turn that back off and go to the one we were just making. And so what I did next was I just chose a layer style, and I have the Wow neon ones that came with Photoshop elements, and I'm going to make sure I'm on the correct layer, and this blue one here is the one I used, and I applied that same one to the arrows, and I actually like this one a little bit better than the other one, simply because the squares are smaller, and it doesn't bear as much focal weight. I don't know. I can't decide which one to do. Let's go back to the other one. And this is often what I would have to do. Here's the original one I did. And, well, that's not so bad either. I'll be offering these up as freebies on my blog for you. But before I do that and save them, if you're going to be saving these to share, and you've used these crazy Wow or other layer styles that come with Photoshop elements, you're going to want to go ahead and click on this FX and lower the distance and the size of the drop shadow to take it all the way off, so that everybody can add their own drop shadows. Most people like to not have those drop shadows on the elements, so if you do use any of those layer styles, you're going to want to take that all the way down to remove the drop shadow, the majority of the time anyway. Right now I'm going to reset it and click OK, because I'll be saving this for you later, and I hope you learned a lot. No comment there. Anyway, let me see your squiggles, and do them right there on your layout, and share your layouts in the forum, or if you want to make one as a freebie for somebody else, you can do that too and put that link up for us. So have a great day, evening, whatever time of day it is you're watching this. Bye.